morning and welcome once again. You're tuned into Oasis FM. This is the morning after. Happy Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. And we have a special guest with us right now. Welcome to Kris from the Tenerife Tennis Academy.
Hello.
Just come a little bit closer to that mic if you can for me, because I know you've got quite long legs, so it's not that easy for you, is it? Welcome. Happy Friday. How are we doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Good stuff. So you're here today to talk a little bit about the Tenerife Tennis Academy or Tenerife Training Academy?
Tennis Academy.
The Tennis Academy. Talk to us about you, who you are, and your background in tennis.
Sure. Well, I'm Kris. I actually grew up here. And
were you born here or moved over here?
No, my parents moved over here when I was 4.
Okay.
So I schooled here, and off and on. I've been in and out of Tenerife. I've been to other countries and tried out other countries, but always came back. And then I moved over to, at the time, I was pursuing a tennis career. So,
whilst you were here on the island,
whilst I was here, but at that time there wasn't really the infrastructure.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was there back then? Was there just kind of?
There was one coach. There was one coach in the whole south of the island.
How did you get into it then? Like, what made you? Because if something's not in front of your face, and at that time, I'm guessing there wasn't like YouTube to watch and stuff as much as there is now. How did you find even out about?
Well,
tennis?
I just lived next to the tennis courts, and there wasn't that much to do, so we played tennis, and then I ended up enjoying it. I was quite good at it, so then I ended up just competing, and I ended up pursuing it. So
what was competing like here back? What kind of year were we talking about then?
So this was in the 90s.
Yeah,
it would have been. So I was born in 82. So in the 90s, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of competition. There wasn't many players. So every player that was pursuing any kind of professional pathway, they had to go to the mainland.
Yeah,
and that's what I did. I went to the mainland. I went to Barcelona when I was 14.
Okay.
And I was there until 17, 18. And that's when I decided that I wouldn't follow through on the professional career. And I went back to Scotland. And that's when I started getting into coaching.
So did you go over to Barcelona with your parents, or did you just go?
No, I went by myself.
Wow, that's a lot at 14, isn't it?
Well, it was quite amazing. It's something that you wouldn't do these days, because I actually lived in Barcelona in a flat.
Yeah.
There was me and another 5 or 6 boys by ourselves. We were all underage in the middle of Barcelona.
That's crazy.
It is a little bit. When you think back of it, it's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I did dancing as a young child, and like my dream was to go to London and get a scholarship and go to dance college. I never got a scholarship, so I couldn't go. But at the time, there would be people that you would go and like live with, or people
like
that
host
would,
families,
host families,
exactly.
that kind of thing. So, but there was nothing like that. It just chucked you in an apartment and was like, "Good luck,
get on with it." Yeah, pretty much. And then I actually stopped school then as well. At 14, I actually pulled out of school. And I trained full time, morning and afternoon. I just dedicated to only to tennis.
So what made you decide not to pursue a professional career then? After doing all that, it seems like quite like a lot to go through to go, actually, nah.
Actually, yeah. Well, it's at that point that tennis really starts. I mean, there's a bit of a fork in the road at that point. You got a few options. You can either go the pro route, you can go to college. You can go to. There's some really nice scholarship opportunities in the States, or you can just go straight into works. And I was training with some of the world's best players at that point. Barcelona was the center of tennis and of world tennis.
Was it really?
It was. I mean, it's still up there. So because I was surrounded with such good players, I thought, well, what else is out there? And am I really going to spend the next 3-4 years of my life, slogging it out on the pro circuit when I can just, pursue a coaching career? So that's rightly or wrongly what I did at the time. In hindsight, I might have given it a few years. Yeah. Just to give it a shot and try the pro pathway, but I went back to Scotland at that point, and that's when I started my coaching career.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your coaching career. It starts in Scotland. Yeah. How do you even get that kind of off the ground and started? I guess maybe a bit easier in Scotland, or not so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, the infrastructure was good. The federation works very well over there, and I had a lot of support from the federation on going through my qualifications. There was plenty of job opportunities. The first year I went back, actually, we were playing outdoors, and it was hell. Imagine like scraping ice off the court.
No, I can't.
No,
I don't. That sounds absolutely
it was
vile. But you're
brutal.
like, what have I done?
It was brutal. Yes, I'd have been back the next year, but they were actually building an indoor centre,
Okay.
which opened the very next year. So from then on, we were playing indoors, which made it a lot more enjoyable. Let's put it that way.
I don't know loads about tennis. I mean, I've seen the film with Will Smith, about
That's a good film.
It's really good. What's it called? Can you remember what it's called? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's called King Richard.
That's it. It was really good. So kind of based on the
Williams sisters. Yeah.
I've also read a book called I mean, this is terrible. I can't remember, but that was about a tennis personality. I think it was fiction, but it was really about like the pro game and like the injuries and kind of pursuing a career, because I feel like in tennis now you can be sort of older. You don't have to retire as young as perhaps they used to.
Yeah, I mean, some players are going right up to 40 years old. Just last year, the number one doubles player in the world was 41.
Yes,
and he was number one in the world.
Wow. So and you can just keep going.
The careers are longer, through sports science and being able to prevent injuries. Their careers are lasting a lot longer for sure.
But I was going to say the different surfaces that you play on are very different. So going from an outdoor to an indoor one, it's kind of like two different games.
It's two different sports. Yeah. It's completely different, and it's why if you're pursuing any kind of career in tennis, you have to play outside. You have to play outdoors, because there's no real pro circuit that is an indoor circuit.
Yeah.
Pro tennis is outdoor sport. Tennis isn't an outdoor sport.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to play outside. So, we get a lot of players from cold countries in Europe that come here, especially to bring their kids to play tennis, to learn and play tennis. Yeah.
So, let's talk about here then. So you're in Scotland. What makes you come back to Tenerife?
2014, 2013, my daughter was born. And that was kind of the starting point for making the decision on, okay, we need to think about her life and how she's going to grow up. And that's where we decided that, it'd be better to grow up in a warm climate and in this sort of environment. And I think Tenerife just...
I've got two kids here as well. And when my friends from the UK ask like, oh, what's it like having kids over there? I'm like, do you know, it's such a great life for them. To the point I think they're a bit spoiled. Like we go to the beach all the time. Like they think it's normal to just spend their weekends at the beach or going to Aqualand. It's like, people come on holiday to do this for a few days of the year, save up all that. You get to do this all the time. I don't think they appreciate it.
No.
So you came back over here. Did you intend to sort of create the tennis academy? Was that your intention? Did you come over just thinking like you might just get into coaching a little bit?
It was in the back of my mind. I had a couple of options, but the opportunity presented itself that the venue I'm in right now, it was up for sale, and it was already being part bought over. And it was actually a couple of friends that were running the academy whilst when I came over. So I just got talking to them, and there was actually who's now my partner. He'd already taken on half of it. So I said, listen, can I get this guy's number? So I phoned this guy up and says, hey, I introduced myself and said, can I take on the other half? So that's what I did.
That's handy, isn't it?
And
works out nicely.
And we've run the academy since then together.
And so what year was that? The year you came back, 2014?
That was 2014.
So for those listening that doesn't maybe know what the Tenerife Tennis Academy is, tell us about it. What goes on there? Like what's happened since you guys took over?
So the difference between a tennis academy and a tennis club is a tennis club is a kind of more of a social environment to go and play, rent courts. Whereas an academy is all about teaching and coaching.
Yeah.
So we specialize in teaching kids, producing kids, and in particular, competitive players. So we take kids from as young as 4 years old. They start with a low compression ball, a red ball, on a small court, and we coach them all the way up until they're the oldest players we've got are about 18 years old, and they're really playing on the international circuit. So, and everything in between that as well. So we've got adults, we've got social players, but our main focus is really on competition tennis and high performance tennis.
Okay.
So we decided quite early on that that's the route we wanted to go. So we changed the club from what was a club into an academy, and we started a school as well, because a big part of it is that it's very, very difficult to be able to play 4 or 5 hours of tennis a day whilst going to traditional school. It just doesn't work. So we train twice a day. We train in the morning and in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with a school system that allowed that
fit around it.
to happen.
Sure.
So coincidentally, I met who's now our head teacher, Liz, and I proposed if she fancied starting up a school with us. So she was up for the challenge, and we actually started a presential school. So we have an on-site school in Chayofa. We follow the British curriculum, and that allows the kids to train full-time tennis and not lose any of their education at the same time.
So what kind of kids do you have that are doing that? Like, is there, because I mean, it just seemed like a whole world in Tenerife that I had no idea existed, that there's these kind of like pro tennis players being created.
Yeah.
Are they boarding there?
Some board, yes. So we've got a player's house, and some of the kids actually come and stay with us. Yeah.
And are there people from the island that have got into tennis and that come to you every day as well?
Yeah, I mean, some families come specifically for the tennis. Some families, it's just that the kid happened to play and it likes it and continues and wants to pursue it. So just a mix. But we've got players from, it's amazing. We've got players from almost every country in Europe.
Have you really?
It's, we could have 8 kids in a tennis court, and every single one of them from a different country. It's
and
amazing.
What language do you speak with each other on the court?
Predominantly English.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, predominantly English. We do have to do a bilingual session now and again with and integrate some Spanish with it.
Sure. But that's easy for you though, being raised here. I'm sure the Spanish comes quite naturally to you.
It's fine. I mean, most of our coaches, they speak both languages anyway. So
fab. And what kind of age range is that kind of standard from, where they're coming training that much? Because obviously you said like the academy is for 4 years old. I'm guessing at that age they're not coming and training 5 hours a day.
Yeah. So we've got a pre-academy and an academy. So the pre-academy is really from about 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it can be as young as that. And that goes up until 12. So 8 till 12 is our pre-academy. That's kids in primary school. And then from 12 plus, so 12 to 18 is the normal full-time academy.
That's so fascinating. And like yourself, you went off when you were 14 and kind of got left alone. Are these, I mean, are there people in the boarding house, the tennis house, where they're being looked after? Are their parents with them? Like,
no, most of our kids are staying with their families. Yeah.
Yeah, on the island, like they've moved here
exactly.
for that reason.
Exactly. Yeah. The ones that are here by themselves, then they'll stay with one of our coaches.
Wow, amazing! Like I say, it's just a world I had no idea existed out here. So I want to know, like, have you got anyone in the academy at the moment that you think is going to be like the next Serena Williams, the next, I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some really good players. We've got, from our top player right now, 17, 18-year-old, he's playing to international level. He's sitting around about top 500 in the world right now. Under 18s, he's still got next year to play. We've got a boy under 14 who, in fact, just won the European Championships for Spain. So he actually plays as number 1 player for Spain, and he won the European Championships. And for the first time ever, just 2 weeks ago, Canaries actually won what's called the Comunidades. So it's a competition in Spain where Canarias play against Catalunya, play against Andalusia, Madrid. So they play in their little communities, and they put a team together. So for the first time in the history, Canaries won that this year.
Wow!
With one of our boys playing.
Well done! Congratulations.
So yeah, there's some really, really good players. Yeah.
Is there any other academies like yourselves in the Canaries?
There's a few. I mean, there's definitely more academies now. There's what I'd call an academy up in the north.
Yeah.
And there's also some good clubs as well. So it depends. The difference being a club is more of a members. Families go down and they play tennis, but there is a few academies. Yeah.
Now, obviously, we're speaking, and it sounds like you've got some incredible players, and it can be quite intense what you do. Like you're literally training people to become pros.
Yeah.
But you have said that you start people from 4 years old. So is this something that people can come and just do, like for a bit of fun,
Yeah,
like
of course.
maybe an after-school activity, something a bit different? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know if you've seen one of the stats that came out this year that tennis is actually the healthiest sport in the world. So people who play tennis on a regular basis live similarly. The study shows that they live up to 10 years longer than the non-players or non-athletes. So it's one of those ones that it's a sport for life.
Yeah.
So we do social. We do after school tennis as well. The kids that want to come down and do once, twice a week. So we do that. So we've got two venues. We've got one venue.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell us where people can find you.
Yeah, we've got one venue in Chayofa, and we've got 3 courts there and 2 paddle courts. That's on a clay court, so that's the same. That's the red surface, the same as the Roland Garros courts.
Okay.
In the French Open, and then we've got another venue in La Caleta in Tenerife Top Training.
Right.
So down there we've got 7 courts, and we run the tennis there, and that's hard courts, which is the same as like the Australian Open or the US Open.
So is it important for your academy to kind of experience both? Like
Exactly.
we were saying before, like it's 2 kind of different
Very
games
important.
on different. And what about grass? Is that different again?
Well, grass season, no, you don't tend to train on grass because the grass season only lasts 2-3 weeks.
Is that just Wimbledon? I might be being a bit dunce here, but
you play Queens and you play Wimbledon, so it's not really. The players don't train on grass,
right?
And plus, it's not sustainable.
Okay.
You can't train all year round on a live surface like that on grass. You just chew it up.
So when it comes to like Wimbledon, what would you do? Just like a couple of weeks before, go and just try and.
That's it.
It's
adapt.
quite hard, isn't it? It's quite intense.
It's tough.
So when can people come and join you? If there was anyone listening, because school's not long started back and stuff, there might be people. I know I've got a friend who had her daughter really into horse riding, has got her all the gear and everything, and now she's quite bored of it. She's looking for something else to do. If there are people out there thinking, maybe my kid would like to do a bit of tennis, tell us when they can come along, like times, how they can find you, how they can sign up.
Well, we're there every day, morning to night. But the best time is to pop in after school, come down, see our coordinator, Tanya. She's always there in the afternoon, and she'll be able to explain how it all works. You can also do the same in La Caleta. You can go down and speak to one of our coaches, Andrea. And our first session is always free. You can always come in for a trial.
Yeah.
You don't need any equipment. We've got rackets. We can lend the rackets out, or as long as they come in sportswear. So they try out a session, see if they like it, and if they like it, then we try and fit them into the right class for the right level, for the right age group, and depending on how they want to pursue it, if they want to do it more social for just a couple of times a week, if they want to follow the competition pathway, then we can guide them into that pathway too.
And is that something you could guide like the parents on? Like maybe you see a kid and they're just I don't know, maybe one kid's like, they're just going to have fun here. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Maybe you see one and you're like, I can really see potential. Is that something you would then speak to the parent about maybe sort of getting a bit more on it with the training?
They're the ones that tend to start young, because tennis is, it's not an early specialization sport, but it is a sport that takes a long time to master. So realistically, the younger they start, the easier it is to follow it into the performance pathway. So when they start young, we've got pathways that can guide kids through the competition phase. We do a Liga on Saturdays, so it's their kind of introduction to competition.
Right.
Even though it's in-house with our own players, it's not a real competition, but it's kind of a halfway house.
Yeah.
So then they get a little taste for it, and they can see if they enjoy competing or playing against each other. And then from there, if they do okay, then we can guide them into the kind of competition pathway.
Do your kids play?
They do play, yes.
Are they good? Like, are you like, I want to get one of them on the?
They are good. They are good. But really, to follow something as tough as a professional pathway, it really has to come from the kid
them
as well.
Yeah, they have to want it,
and they got to want it. But they're still very young at the moment, and it's definitely something. One of the rules in my house is They have to study, but they also have to play a competitive sport.
Okay.
That's because I got all my education through tennis rather than school. I stopped school at 14, so everything, all my values in my life come from sport. So I hold that as quite a high
I agree.
priority.
Like, not so much the competitive side, but I do get where you're coming from. But yeah, like I say, I danced as a kid, and there's a lot of discipline
That's
in that.
all right.
There's like a lot of commitment and
Dancing
a lot of.
stole my daughter as well. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Ripmania took her.
She's in a great place. She's in a great place. I know you wanted to talk to us a bit about raising champions today, and I know you've prepared some bits to talk about. So tell us, like, what you wanted to say.
Well, I've been in performance. Raising performance athletes for the last 25 years. So I thought if I could provide a little bit of value for your audience as well, and talk about things that parents can help their kids with, whether it's, because what I have found is whether it's tennis or whether it's studies or any sport or music, anything they want to pursue, the values are all the same. It's the same things that we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I've came up with a little list of 12 performance pointers that to if you want to raise champions. Now that could be champions in school, that could be champions in life.
Yeah, this doesn't mean you're going to become one of those pushy like parents that you see on the telly that are going to.
The opposite.
Okay, great. That's what we need. That's what we want. Come on, hit me with your 12 points.
All righty. So the first thing is we've got to start with the end in mind. So number 12, by starting with the end in mind, and I don't know if anybody's read any of the Tony Robinson's books, but I think he's amazing. And one of his big things is, in a good analogy he uses is, if you're floating down a river, then you end up where the river takes you. So if you're just a floater in life, then you'll just end up wherever life takes you. Whereas if you know where you want to go in life, then you can set little targets and directions, and you can start paddling towards that goal. And then it's much more likely you'll end up, if not there, close to there, rather than just bumping along and going with the flow.
Agreed.
So what my first point is, start with that in mind. All the kids should have something they want to do.
Some direction.
Some kind of direction. Choose what they would like to do, where their talents, because every kid has talent, where the talents would suit, and pick one and go for it. And even if it's wrong, it's still right. You've still gone somewhere, because it's better going towards something than it is just bumping down and ending up anywhere.
Quick question, just out of your professional experience. When people have kids, it seems like do one thing, then change their mind and do another. Where's a point do you think where you have to go, right, no, like stick at that for a bit longer? Because I don't feel like kids should be forced to do something they don't want to do. But then also I feel like there's a point where you have to go, well, no, come on, you've committed to something. And then
brilliant. Yeah.
Tell me what where's that line? How do you find that line?
I've got a good one in this, because you're absolutely right. Kids like something, they like everything at the start until it starts getting hard.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts getting hard, then maybe I'll try something else. And that's where the danger point is, because if you just let them keep bouncing from one to the other, then they don't learn any discipline.
Yeah.
They don't have any stickability, so they're not really learning what sports should be teaching them. So one way I look at it is, you can say to your child or that kid, I'll let you stop, but only once you've achieved something that you tell me you're going to achieve.
Interesting.
When you achieve that, then you can come and tell me I want to stop or I want to switch sport. But you're not switching just because you couldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And what you'll find is, once they've actually achieved what they want to do, they'll continue anyway, because they've overcame the hurdle. Yeah. So you've taught them what they want to do. You've given them a stickability, and you've gave them the option. Hey, you're not getting forced to do this. You can choose anything, but you're not quitting just because it's difficult.
Okay, interesting. Thanks. That's good advice. I think that will help people. I'll let you continue now. Sorry, I interrupted your flow.
No. So the next one would be coachable.
Okay.
Now, being coachable is about accepting feedback and actually actively looking for feedback, because and this is all the way to adults as well, because what you find is as soon as you start giving feedback, this can be in school or on in their sport, is you put up a wall. Some kids put up a wall, and that stops. They go defensive straight away. So they take criticism as, oh, he's attacking me. So instead of feeling and getting defensive, try and be open-minded to actually having the feedback and seeking feedback and really hanging on to the feedback and using that to then progress. And the ones that can take the feedback as constructive rather than criticism, they're the ones that will grow the furthest.
Good advice. Really good.
So that was 11, which brings us to number 10, which is no excuses.
Okay.
And this is a big one, but this is also for parents, because even the parents can do this. You know, what happens is if something isn't achieved, then we try and protect our kids by even making excuses for them. So, they were tired. Oh, because he's got a sore arm, or because he didn't sleep well last night. Or so instead of trying to protect their ego, have them own up and accept the result as it is, and avoid any excuses.
Yeah.
So
Also accept that it's okay not to be perfect. Like, you don't need to find an excuse. Sometimes you just didn't have a good day, and that's okay, but you can try and be better. Like, it's okay not to be the best in the room all the time.
Exactly. If you've always got a reason of why you didn't do something, then where's the growth in that? You know, sometimes you just have to go, damn, I suck today.
Yeah, I can be better, so I'm going to do better. Yeah.
Exactly. Or they were better today. So, and that's the other thing, you know, appreciate other people. So I'm trying to make this not tennis. I'm trying to make this as general as possible. Accept that other people can play well or do well. Accept that somebody else got the job instead of you, or the place instead of you, and take that as feedback, and stop avoiding the reality, and don't just make silly excuses.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like it's easy to go to that point, and I've had this conversation with my kids, my oldest one, a few times now. But you don't have to make someone else's achievement look like, put it down to make you feel good. Like, it's okay that they've done well. Like, they're allowed to be fast.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean you're not fast. Like, maybe they were faster that day, and it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Great one. 9.
Pressure is a privilege. So this one, if you think about that, what that means for a minute, is if you're in a pressure situation, it means automatically that you are where you want to be. That means that whatever it is you're doing means something. That's why there's pressure. That's why you feel nervous. So a lot of times we try and avoid pressure situations or avoid nerves, but actually pressure is exactly where you want to be, because it's you doing the thing that is being built up to be a big thing in your mind.
I think that's in life in general. Everything. I don't think that's even just about sport. I think that's just life. Like, if you don't change anything, nothing will change. So
well, that's where the links are between sport and life. And that's where I was telling you earlier, I got all my education from competitive sport. And this is something that maybe people don't value. You know, I know people have very high values or expectations on schooling, but maybe they don't value the lessons people actually learn in sport as much as what they probably should do. Because when you play competitive sport, these are the sort of things that the kids are learning.
Yeah, love that.
So number 8, you don't want to play any music, no?
No, I'm happy. I'm listening. I'm intrigued. I'm going to raise a champion. Keep it coming, Kris.
Let's do it. So number 8 is become comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like this is a lot harder than, like, a lot easier to say than it is to do. But go on, carry on.
It's a little bit like the last one. It's, you know, if like nothing ever good was done by following an easy path.
Yeah.
Right. It's all so in a way, if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So always seek uncomfortableness.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And become comfortable with it. It's never nice, but if it's getting up early in the morning, not comfortable. But
then again, also, like, the more you do it, the more it becomes like your routine.
It becomes a habit. Exactly.
I don't know if you've seen a woman on social media, Sophie something her name is, and she does rejection therapy, and she just puts herself in really uncomfortable situations. So she'll go on her phone and be like, right, I'm going to train. I'm just going to stand up and start singing a song.
Yep.
And her point is, like, nothing bad happens.
Nothing.
Like, so she does it and she sits down. People might look at her for a second and then they carry on living their life.
Exactly.
She'll go into a shop and just lie on the floor and just see what happens. And most of the time, nothing.
Exactly.
If anything, someone will just go, are you okay? And she'll be like, yeah, I'm just having a little rest. Just that rejection therapy. The more you do something weird and uncomfortable, the more normal it is.
Fear is the biggest enemy of growth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Discomfort is the rent you pay for progress.
Oh, interesting. I like that. You should get that tattooed somewhere or something. Okay.
Right. So number 7, champions are made, not born.
Right.
Okay. So I think sometimes people can think, oh, yes, okay, I'm going to go tennis again. Alcaraz is Alcaraz because he's Alcaraz. That's not me. But that's not true. Alcaraz, I've known him since he was a kid. He was just a normal kid, and he was born with 2 legs and 2 arms like every other kid. Champions are not born. You're not born a multimillionaire. You're not born a super successful entrepreneur. They're made. And remember our first point, which was have a direction and go for it. So same thing. Champions, all they do is they know where they want to go. They build the pathway and they go for it. And if you set a goal, there's a good one. There's a good saying. It says, "Shoot for the stars." No, sorry. Shoot for the moon. And even if you miss, you land amongst the stars.
Yeah.
So that's that kind of analogy of champions are made, not born. So
it's that old saying as well, isn't it? Like, sort of success is 1% talent and 99% dedication and perspiration.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever heard Ed Sheeran singing before he made it famous?
I did actually.
Have you heard that? Yeah. Shocking, but exactly. Dedicated.
Exactly.
Look where he is.
Exactly. Number 6, we're getting down there. Accountability. Own every action and result. Now, accountability in kids as well is allowing them to fail, allowing them to. It's a good. Let's say the kid can't tie the shoelaces yet. So what is helping them is helping them tying the shoelace for them, or is helping them making them tie the shoelace themselves and take accountability for it.
I mean, sometimes though, Kris, you just got to get out the door. Sometimes when your kids go through that age of like, no, I want to do it myself. I agree. You've got to let them, but sometimes you've got places to be.
Exactly. So it's harder. It's harder because it's easier just tying the shoelace for them. It's easier just making it. It's easier just putting filling up the water and putting it in the bag because they need it to go to school. That's easier because it's quicker. But they're not taking accountability. So I'm a big fan of let them go to school without the water.
Oh, right.
Let them go to school with their shoes untied. Tough luck. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And
you will learn.
That way they gain accountability.
Bit of tough love. Okay.
A little bit of tough love, exactly. 5, control the controllables. Control the controllables. Quite a lot as well. A lot of times we worry about things and we try to fix things that we have no control over.
Yes.
Like you're saying about, well, that person's getting better. Well, that you don't have any control over that person.
Don't worry about that, yeah.
You have control of what you can do, what time you get up in the morning, how you prepare for your day. And so learning to control what you can control and forget about the things that you can and just let that one and stop wasting your time worrying about that will make you a lot more efficient.
And again, in life in general, that's a great one. Just realizing what is out of your control and just, focusing on what you can. I love that.
Well, all these, of course, are created through tennis, but they're all relate to everything that you do in life. Exactly. Number 4 is effort over outcome. So often we are so focused on the outcome and the result that you forget about the process and you don't then perform the way that you should be performing. A good example of this is if you're running a race. Let's say you're running a race And instead of focusing and having your eyes on the finish line and focusing on your technique and your strides or whatever it is that you focus on when you're running, you're looking around you to see what everybody else is doing.
Which is slowing you down.
Which is slowing you down.
Yeah.
It means that you don't cross that line as fast as you would have otherwise. So focusing on the effort or the performance and instead of the outcome, and even if I'll go to tennis again, if you're focused on whether I won or lost as the value of how you performed, that's again something outside your control. If you have measures of, let's say you lost that race, but if you focus on the effort and if you focus on the performance, then you say, okay, well, actually, I ran a second quicker than I did last week.
I feel like that happens a lot in sort of athletics and stuff. People might have not won, but they've gained a PB. Like that happens.
In athletics, it's a lot easier because you can actually measure that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things you can't measure. And you might have performed better. You might have done better, but you didn't quite get the result you wanted. So then you could take that as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas actually you progressed, you did better.
Yeah.
You performed, so if you can focus and going to parents and feeding back to their kids, if they can focus on that, did my kid give it their all in whatever it was they were doing? The exam, did you try your hardest in the exam? Did you answer every question? Were you able to keep concentration throughout the full hour of the exam, rather than, oh, you got a B?
Did you do the prep beforehand?
Exactly. So B, that's rubbish. No, well, actually, he might have did really well. So if you can focus on the effort, then the value is of that child is put into the effort. So then they'll be much more likely to give more effort the next time, regardless of the result.
Sure.
So number 3, you like this one. Fake it until you make it.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, so fake it until you make it. What does that mean? Sometimes what you believe is more important than
the truth,
the
reality
truth itself. Exactly. If you want to become a radio DJ, maybe if you already believe you are a radio DJ, you already think you are a radio DJ, then you're much more likely to act like a radio DJ. And then when you actually get the chance to sit in the chair, then you might not be so nervous, or you might perform better because you've been doing it in your mind for the last 2 years anyway. So this point is, act like you can already do the thing. Believe that you can already do it, whatever it is. So if it's a straight A student, act like a straight A student. Pretend you are a straight A student, and then you'll do the things that are associated with being the straight A student. And guess what? You become it.
So a bit like that. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Perfect.
Like you act like that person, you become that person. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Right, we're getting right down to the important stuff.
Dun dun dun.
Number 2. This is arguably number 1, but I've put it in as number 2, and it's have fun.
Yeah. If you're not having fun, what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah. Have fun. And it's always got to be fun. Even if it's studying, it's got to be fun. And if it's not fun, then find something that is fun.
I guess that's the difficult thing, like we were talking before, when it starts to get hard, kids start to quit because I guess it's not as fun as those first few sessions where it was just about the game or something. All of a sudden there's an element that's,
I call that the honeymoon period. The first little bit, of course it's fun the first few times you do it. Even playing the PlayStation, that's fun for a little while. Spend 8 hours a day playing the PlayStation for the next 3 years of your life, and then it starts getting a bit not fun.
Yeah,
it starts getting a bit boring. But you got to find the fun in it. And Conor McGregor had a good saying. He says, "You can't beat the person that's having fun. You can't beat them because they don't stop.
Yeah,
they just enjoy it. They're not even doing it to compete.
Yeah, it's not for the money. They're just there to have a good time.
They're just doing it because they love it.
Yeah,
you can't beat them. They just keep coming.
Brilliant.
So a big one, have fun. And it's huge for parents as well. Parents need to remember that if you want the kids to perform, they have to be having fun.
Yeah. Agreed.
Right. Last one. This is a good one. And it's hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Okay. Explain.
Right. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Sometimes when we talked about talent earlier, and champions are made, not born. People and talented kids, what happens is you get certain kids that find things easy, whether it's a sport and they're well coordinated, find it easy. Now, the problem with that is, and talent can sometimes be the biggest curse, because if I find it easy, then what am I not learning? I'm not learning the perseverance, the stickability. I'm not learning the tools I need to actually achieve a difficult challenge. So it became easy. So in a way, talent can be a little bit of a curse.
Yeah.
That you get lazy,
Yeah.
you get complacent, things come easy. And then when it does get tough later on, because then you play other talented people, then all of a sudden
you've not got
you
that
can't do
kind
it
of
because
quality where you know you need to. It's a bit tortoise and hare
exactly
situation, isn't it? Fable, whatever that is. Yeah.
So and as coaches and teachers, you know, most of the time we waste most of our time trying to focus on trying to get that one talented kid to work hard, rather than all the kids who are working hard. They're going to be the ones that end up succeeding, because
they're going to literally like rise from the ground upwards, aren't they?
They'll have the stickability, they'll have that longevity in them, they'll have that that grit that's needed to push them over the finish line when it matters, and go the long haul.
Kris, that's been amazing. Thank you so much for bringing us all that today. I feel like I'm going to go home and raise my own little champions now. You just wait. For anybody that wants to find out more about Tenerife Tennis Academy, or maybe even contact you, where can they find you in regards like socials? Like,
yeah, I mean, Tenerife Tennis Academy on Instagram. We're on Facebook. www.tenerifeta.com. We're on, so, and then just Google Tenerife Tennis Academy, you'll find us.
Perfect, Kris. Thank you so much for coming in today. Go and keep raising those champions. It's been a pleasure chatting to you.
My pleasure.
And yeah, we'll speak again soon, and you can teach me some more.